Hey guys, what's up? Sean here, and we're playing some Infinite Warfare beta. I'm gonna be honest, this video is not necessarily gonna be positive, not necessarily gonna be negative, and I gotta be honest, this may be the only video I ever do on this, or the only video I do for the next 6 months in general, but I do have a few more gameplays that are moderately interesting. I think I get up to like level 14 in this first weekend. I didn't play much, honestly. I wasn't having too much fun. So let's talk about Infinite Warfare. First of all, full disclosure, I planned not to buy this game, ever. I planned to skip the next Infinity Ward title because I hated Ghost, and I didn't play much of Black Ops 3, which is partly due to my broken-ass scuff. I got a scuff last year for Black Ops 3. It has never worked. I sent it back to them. They did not fix it. It still does not work. Occasionally, the right stick just starts drifting my aim in all kinds of directions. In another gameplay, I literally can't walk forward because I keep turning left to right the entire time. It's really dumb. But I didn't play much Black Ops 3 because that was happening, and I, wasn't really playing seriously in any way. So between the controller and that, I just didn't care, and I don't love the jetpack thing, honestly. So I haven't really been playing at all because Advanced Warfare had the jetpacks and then Black Ops 3 had the jetpack. So I've been kind of out of it, and I didn't like Ghost, so it's been a really long time since I've been super serious into it. I've played, the first 3 or 4 weeks the game comes out, and then not so much after that, ever. So, I didn't really plan to buy this game because I was like, I haven't been playing them, and I don't want to buy an Infinity Ward game, and I don't want to buy a jetpack game. But then they announced Modern Warfare Remastered, and that was coming with the game, so I was like, okay, fine. COD 4 I've spent way too much time on, so I might as well, make the purchase, and I'll get a little bit of time out of Infinite Warfare until I stop playing it, and that's fine. I'm buying the Modern Warfare Remastered anyway. I don't care that it comes with this. To me is the add-on. I bought COD 4 and I'm getting this, as opposed to the other way around, which is how Activision's trying to look at it. But so be it. So I'm playing the beta a little bit, not too much, as I said. And first thought initially was, I hate these maps. I hate these maps. Oh my god, I hate these maps. And that's kind of been a theme throughout the games that I haven't really liked, is the map design has been, to me, unforgivable. I don't know if other people feel differently, but I have been hard-pressed to say which map I liked since Ghost. Pretty much every map has become insufferable to me, and they're all poorly designed as far as I can tell. This map is aight. I mean, it's probably not going to be one of my favorites, although it depends for me a lot on where the objectives are placed in the game mode, probably. But I just feel like this map has so much extra bullshit. Like on the right-hand side of where I am right now, the outside edge where you can run on, and then the left-hand side has this outside edge where you can run on, and then there's this little way out there, and then there's to my left another tunnel, and then they can come out this door. It's like, there's I had to stop there because they could come from 3 different directions, but they could also come behind me. I just feel like I'm always being asked to look in 6 directions at once, and I hate that kind of map design. Now, the other maps in this beta so far, I think Throwback is the name of one of them. I kind of like Throwback. I think Throwback could be a map that I like. There's a little bit of a portion on either side, the right-hand side and the left-hand side of that map, like where the bridge is and the street, and then the opposite side of that, where I feel like there's just unnecessary, that's unnecessary space. Why is that street there? But in a way, it reminds me of some previous, Call of Duty titles and different maps from those titles. So I'm like, okay, I can kind of live with that. But Frontier, I think, whatever the damn space station map is. Oh my god, what is that map? What happened? What the fuck were they doing? That is the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh my, I hate that map. I literally am scared while playing that map because people are always coming from places where I least expect them to be, because I don't even know why that's a hallway or why that's a thing that they can come from, that I literally am playing a horror game while I play that map. I'm terrified every time I run around a corner that someone's gonna pop out of somewhere and fucking make me scream. It's the worst. I hate that map. I don't even know what they did designing that map. That map blows my mind, honestly. I feel like that map started with, they were like, okay, there's a middle corridor we want to have. We want to have people sniping at both ends, and then I don't know what the fuck, okay, let's just put a bunch of fucking hallways. I'm pretty sure that's how that map went. Like, we want a map with a nice little middle corridor that you can shoot down. You know, kind of like, what was the map in Modern Warfare 2? There was the hallway upstairs that people would snipe, you know, from either side. I feel like they were like, we want that again, and so let's just make this other thing that's completely dreadful. And I feel like that's how that map came to be. And then there's the other map that they added in, is it Precinct, maybe? I think, something like that. That they added in during the second day. And that map's alright. It feels big again. Like, it feels like there's a lot of wasted space, and at the same time, it feels like none of the action takes place in any of the space. Like, playing Domination, it feels like everything takes place around, I think it's A and B, whatever flag is near B. All the action takes place there, and then no one ventures into that other part of the map, because you spawn on B and you spawn on, I'm going to call it A, and no one ever goes to the other part. So it feels like that map is in sort of an L shape when it comes to the flags, and everything takes place within the L, and then all that space from, like, the right angle part of the L outward to the other side just never gets dealt with. And you just, you know, there's, like, the stairs up to, like, the little store window that you can get in and stuff, and no one's ever over there. So I feel like that map, the objectives are placed poorly, and therefore make it feel really big because there's a bunch of wasted space that isn't actually being used. So again, maybe different game modes could use it differently, but it still feels a little... There's a lot of tall buildings. I don't know. It just feels large in a way that doesn't feel comfortable to me. And I get, like, that there are jetpacks, but I feel like they didn't... The maps don't incorporate the jetpacks very much. They incorporate some wall running, but, like, there's no vertical parts. It's just wide. Everything is wide. And it feels like they were like, oh, well, we don't want you to be able to move across the map too quickly, so we'll just make it wide. And I don't feel like making it wide made it better. I feel like if that was a concern you had, then maybe getting rid of the freaking jetpacks would have been your solution, as opposed to doing whatever that was. I feel like the jetpacks have really hurt Call of Duty map design overall, because I think they present issues that then can't be resolved in a reasonable way. Because I do think that they try to stretch the maps to slow down the pace a little bit, that you can, you know, get from one side to the other, and then that just makes fucking weird maps that don't feel like Call of Duty, and they honestly don't feel like good gameplay. So, that's a long, long story on the maps. Let me touch on something else in the second half of this. Sniper rifles, I feel like they're overpowered as shit, and I am a guy who's advocated for sniper rifles previously in games where I didn't understand, like, what the fuck the big deal was. No, I understand what the big deal is in this game. I feel like I get shot by a sniper, like, I've put 4 bullets into him, and I feel like the time to kill is pretty quick in this game, kind of like Ghost felt. And at the same time, I feel like I'm still getting sniped, and I'm still not killing these people. And it's like, ugh, like, don't do that to me. Like, don't do that. I don't like that. So I'm feeling a little iffy on the sniper rifle situation. Overall, none of the guns that I've unlocked have really grabbed my attention in any way. None of them stand out. None of them feel interesting. I don't know. It's a weird term to throw out there, because I feel like, again, I've been having this sort of problem in the titles that I have not enjoyed. So I don't know if it's just Call of Duty fatigue, where none of the guns are ever going to be fun for me. But, like, Black Ops 2, I liked the guns, and then ever since then, it's been like, none of these draw me in. None of these are things I want to use. Like, what was it, the MTAR something in Modern Warfare 2? Like, that wasn't the best gun in the game, but I loved putting a silencer on that gun and playing pubs. And I loved other guns in that game. And, you know, I just don't feel connected to any of the guns, and I feel like something is lost in the guns. I don't know how to put it, really. But the one that I do like, I'm not using it this game. It's, I don't know what it's called. It's one of the SMGs. It reminds me sort of like the COD 4 P90. It's got a really fast fire rate. It kind of looks like the P90. I think it's the second one, but it might be the first one. But I think it's the second one. I like that one. It's not probably the best, but I like it for pubs, and I used it as my overkill weapon with my sniper rifle class. So I like that gun a little bit. That's the other thing I feel. I feel like overkill is way too necessary in this game. I don't know. I've been running overkill on every class, and it, to me at this point, hasn't felt like I'm missing out on having something else because at least I have overkill. Like, I don't know. It's weird, but I feel like having the assault rifle and having the SMG is beneficial. And therefore, I will sacrifice grenades and I will sacrifice tacticals and whatever to get it. And I'm not sure that's a good thing in a lot of ways. I don't know that that's a good thing. I haven't unlocked all the perks or anything though, so maybe there'll be a time where I feel differently on that. Maybe in a competitive setting I'll feel differently on that. But I wouldn't even mind sacrificing like Blast Shield. But in a competitive setting, I'm thinking like, you're not going to run, you know, Ghost because there's not going to be UAVs, so it's like, I feel like it's going to leave a lot of doors open to run overkill, and I don't know that that's a good thing. I feel like overkill should not be as prominent as it is. I feel like there should be downsides to picking one weapon over the other and not just being able to have both. As far as the specialists go, or whatever they're calling them. I think we're calling them specialists. I haven't really got to use too many of them. I don't really love that they come with a perk and a weapon or an active, whatever you want to call it. And I don't necessarily love that you can switch it mid-game. Feels abusable in a lot of scenarios to me. Feels like you could take advantage of that and be really annoying. But that remains to be seen. At this point, I can't even name you one of them, so it's a little hard for me to, you know, go in depth into how I actually feel on those things because I don't really know how I feel. But overall, I'm looking forward to Modern Warfare Remastered. I think this beta, this is a weird game. We lost 201 to 200. That was bizarre. I'm thinking, you know, competitive something, like a playlist or something might make me play this game a little bit. I'm hoping COD 4 has a similar playlist, but I ain't crossing my fingers. But, I don't know. I don't think this is the game for me. I think if it wasn't for the Modern Warfare Remastered, after playing this beta, I would have canceled my pre-order. As it stands, because of that, I'm going to keep it. But I think 2 weekends of playing Infinite Warfare, this weekend and the next beta weekend, would have been enough for me, and I don't think that's a good thing because that means that your beta is basically driving customers away instead of bringing them in. But I think 6 days of this, or 7 days, whatever it's going to end up being, maybe 8, would have been enough, and I don't need to play it past that point, and that's not good. So that's my preliminary thoughts. Maybe get some more thoughts after next weekend or just during the week if things pop into my head or they make announcements. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.